Welcome to your sleep story. I'm so glad you're here tonight. Whatever this day was, however long it felt, however much it held, it is behind you now. Completely behind you. You made it through. And that is everything. So let's begin. Before I take you anywhere tonight, I want to count you down. From 10 to 1. And as I count, I want you to allow yourself to sink just a little deeper into wherever you are right now. Feel the weight of your body. Feel what is beneath you, holding you. And with each number, just let go a little more. 10. Allow your eyes to close. Gently, completely. There is nothing you need to see right now. 9. Feel your shoulders and let them drop as far as they want to go. 8. A slow breath in through the nose. 7. And all the way out. 6. Your hands. Feel them opening. Whatever you've been holding today, you can put it down now. 5. Your jaw is soft. Your face is soft. 4. Your legs are heavy, warm. 3. You're drifting, not asleep yet, but moving that way. 2. The day is behind you, completely and entirely behind you. 1. And now, tonight's sleep story, the relaxation. Before we go anywhere, I want to stay here with you for a moment. Just here, just now, because this moment, this exact moment right now, where you are lying in the quiet, deserves a little attention, a little kindness. Take a breath in for me, from the very bottom of the belly. Good, and let it go. And as you breathe out, I want you to imagine that everything you were carrying today, every worry, every unfinished thought, every heavy thing is just leaving with that breath, just drifting away. You don't have to solve anything tonight. You don't have to figure anything out. You don't have to be anything other than exactly what you are right now. A person who deserves rest. A person who deserves sleep. Because you do. You really do. Whatever happened today, however hard it felt, however much it carried, you made it through. You are here. And that is enough. That is more than enough. You are safe. And you are here. Bring your awareness gently to your feet now. Just notice them and allow them to soften. The toes uncurling, the arches releasing. All the small held tension of the day simply letting go. Let that softness travel upward, through the calves, through the knees, the thighs. All of it warm, all of it heavy, all of it resting now. Your lower back, your hips. Allow yourself to feel the surface beneath you taking your weight completely, fully. You don't have to hold yourself up anymore. The earth has you. The sea is close. The belly soft. The chest soft. The heart beating steadily as it always has, as it always will. Your shoulders dropping, your arms heavy and warm, your hands open and still, the neck long and loose, and your face, let the jaw go. Let the forehead smooth. Let the eyes be completely still behind their lids. There you are, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, completely soft, completely warm, completely at rest. You You've done beautifully. Now, let me take you somewhere the fishing boats are in from the sea, and the nets are drying, and the tile-fronted houses are catching the last light, and the old fisherman is sitting at the harbor wall, and the evening smells of salt and grilled sardines. Come with me. The port, a Portuguese fishing port. Not Lisbon, not Porto, something smaller, a working port on the Atlantic coast. The kind that exists between the famous cities that the tourist buses don't stop at, that the people who live there were born in and their parents before them. The Atlantic facing, this coast, the western edge of Europe, the place where the land ends and the ocean begins, where the light comes from. The light that falls on this coast in the evening is the light of an ocean, the light that has traveled 3,000 miles of water before finding this shore. Clean light, sea-washed light, the harbor, a natural harbor, the low hills on either side protecting it, the entrance narrow, the inner water calm even when the Atlantic is not calm. Old harbor walls, granite, the granite of the Portuguese coast, gray and slightly sparkly in the light. Old, very old, the harbor wall built and rebuilt over centuries, each generation adding to what the previous generation built, the harbor growing as the town grew. The boats, in for the evening, the boats, the fishing boats, 15 of them, in the harbor, the artisanal boats of the Portuguese small port, not the industrial trawlers of the big ports, not the factory ships. These wooden boats, most of them, the wood painted, the Portuguese fishing boats are painted, bright, the tradition of painted boats, the blues and the reds, and the yellows, and the greens that distinguish one boat from another, that give each one its identity. The names, each boat has a name, painted on the bow. The names, some of them the names of saints, the Catholic tradition of the sea. Santa Maria, Nossa Senhora de Graça, São Pedro, some of them the names of women, the wives, the daughters, the mothers, the woman who is waiting at home, the boat bearing her name, going out, coming back, the nets hanging from the quayside, drying, the long nets spread out, draped over the rails, and the capstans and the low walls, the nets catching the evening light, the mesh of them creating a pattern against the sky. The quayside this evening, not empty, never empty when the boats are in. The work of the harbor, the fish being unloaded, already done or almost done. It is 6 o'clock. The boats have been back since 4. The fish have been sold at the morning auction or at the afternoon auction. The fish already gone from the quay. What remains? The work of the end of the day. The nets, the mending. One woman, old, sitting on a low stool at the quayside, her hands in the net mending needle moving through the mesh, the work of net repair, the same work that has been done on this quayside for as long as there have been nets. Her hands knowing the work, not needing to look. Her eyes looking at the harbor, at the boats, at the evening light on the water. Her hands working, her eyes elsewhere, the two things together, the work and the watching. Alvaro. He is at the harbor wall, not the woman mending the nets. A different person, an old man, sitting on the wall, his back to the town, his face to the sea. His name is Alvaro. He is 78 years old. He fished from this harbor for 44 years. He stopped 7 years ago. His knees. He could not manage the boat anymore, the getting in and out. The work of the sea that is physical in ways that land work is not. He stopped, but he did not stop coming to the harbor. He comes every evening. He sits on the wall. He watches the boats. He watches the sea beyond the harbor mouth. He watches the sky. He watches what the sea is doing. He cannot fish anymore, but he knows what the sea is doing. He will always know what the sea is doing. 44 years. The knowledge does not leave when the fishing leaves. The evening light, the light this evening, this particular light, the Atlantic light on a clear October evening, the sun going toward the horizon. Below the horizon now, in fact, the direct sun gone, but the sky still holding its colors. Orange, deep rose, the colors finding the harbor water, the water reflecting them, the boats in the reflected colors, the blue-hulled boat, its blue changed by the rose of the reflected sky, the red-hulled boat, its red deepened by the orange, the harbor in this light, not beautiful in a performative way. Simply, this is what happens here, in this harbor, on this evening. This light, this color, every evening slightly different. Alvaro has seen 10,000 of them. He has stopped saying this is beautiful. He simply watches. The cafe, above the harbor wall. The cafe, the kind of Portuguese cafe that has been in the same building since the early 20th century. The tile floor, the dark wooden bar, the coffee machine, a proper espresso machine, its chrome worn, its sound when it operates the sound of serious coffee being made. 3 men at the bar, not young men, the men of the harbor, the men who have been in this cafe for as long as the cafe has been what it is. Bica, the small Portuguese espresso, in the small white cup, on the small white saucer, the spoon, the small paper napkin folded under the cup, the ritual, the cafe ritual, repeated every day, every evening, the men at the bar doing what they have always done, speaking or not speaking in the way of people who have known each other long enough that speaking and not speaking are the same. Grilled sardines. From somewhere, from one of the restaurants that has set its grill outside. The smell, grilled sardines, charcoal, sardine fat dripping onto hot charcoal. The smoke of it, the smell of this specific smell, salt fish and charcoal and the smoke, the smell of Portugal, or this Portugal, the Portugal of the Atlantic coast, the fishing towns, the harbor evenings, the smell that is this, and nothing else. Sardines, the silvery fish, the fish that has fed this coast for as long as there have been people on this coast, the fish that dried on these harbor walls, that went in barrels of salt to Brazil and to Africa when Portugal had its empire, the fish still caught, still dried, still sold, still grilled, still eaten, the smell finding you from the restaurant, the charcoal and the salt and the fat, the smell of the evening, of this port, of this coast, the fado, music from somewhere in the town above the harbor, you do not see where, from an open window, from a bar further up the hill, but the music, fado, the Portuguese music, the music of saudade, the Portuguese word that has no direct translation, the word that means something like longing, something like nostalgia, something like the bittersweet feeling of missing what was, of loving what is lost. Saudade, the fado contains saudade. The fado voice, the fadista, the singer, contains saudade. The guitar, the Portuguese guitar, 12 strings. Its sound different from the Spanish guitar, higher, more metallic, more mournful, contains saudade. From the open window, the fado, finding the harbor, the voice, a woman's voice, not young. The fado is not young music. The fado is the music of having lived, of having loved, of having lost. The voice finding the harbor, finding the evening light, finding Alvaro on his wall. He listens. He does not look toward the music. He listens without looking, the way he watches the sea. What Alvaro knows. He knows the sea, this particular stretch of Atlantic. He knows the behavior of the fish at different times of year. The sardines in summer, the mackerel in autumn, the bream. He knows the weather. He has known the weather of this coast better than any forecast for 44 years. The signs, the cloud formations that mean tomorrow will be rough, the color of the morning sky, the behavior of the birds, the particular smell of the air before a storm. He cannot fish anymore, but he is asked, still asked, by the younger fishermen, what do you think tomorrow will be? He tells them he is usually right. The knowledge that does not leave, the knowledge his father gave him, the knowledge his father's father gave his father. This knowledge in him, still in him, at 78, still good, still reliable, still the sea he has always known. The tiles, the buildings above the harbor, the facades, azulejos, the Portuguese tiles, the blue and white tiles that decorate the facades of the older buildings of Portugal, the geometric patterns, the pictorial scenes, the decorative panels that cover the outer walls of churches and railway stations and houses. Here, on the buildings above the harbor, the the azulejos, some of them depicting the sea, the fishing boats, the nets, scenes of exactly this life, the fishing port life, rendered in blue and white on the facades of the buildings where the fishing port life happens, the life picturing itself on its own walls, the azulejos faded by the salt air, the blue, not the blue of new tiles, the blue of tiles that have been facing the Atlantic for 100 years, the salt taking the edge off the color, the sun taking the shine, the tiles becoming something deeper than they were new, more themselves, the last light, the sky darkening, the rose going from it, the orange going, the deep blue of the Atlantic evening sky arriving. Not night yet, that deepening between dusk and dark, the harbor lights coming on, one by one, the lamp at the harbor entrance, the lamp on the harbor wall, the lights of the cafe, the lights of the houses, the town turning its own lights on against the arriving dark, the boats in the harbor, dark shapes now, their colors gone into the dusk, but their names still on their bows, still there, even in the dark, the names of the women, the saints, the boats at rest, Alvaro still on the wall, his back to the lights, his face to the sea still visible, just the line of the horizon still distinct between the dark water and the darker sky. One star above the horizon. He sees it. He does not point. He does not say anything. He has been seeing this star appear from this wall for 60 years. He simply sees it, and that is enough. Growing still, Alvaro is on the wall. The harbor is behind him. The sea is in front. The fado is from somewhere in the town. The sardines are on the grill. The nets are drying. The woman's hands are still. She has gone in. If thoughts are arriving, and they probably are, because that is what minds do, they are not staying long. The saudade takes them, not the sadness of saudade, the full feeling of it, the complexity, the longing that is also love, the missing that is also gratitude. The thoughts come, you notice them, the sea receives them, as the sea has received everything from this coast. The fisherman's fear before a storm, Alvaro's 44 years of hope and worry, and the daily prayer of going out, all of it received. You don't need to hold any of them, just the harbor wall, just the sea, just the fado from the open window, just Alvaro still watching. Peace lives in this port, in the boats and the nets and the tiles and the sardines on the grill, and Alvaro's 60 years of watching this star appear. Tonight it is yours. Good night. You are doing so beautifully. The day is done. You came to the harbor tonight. The boats were in. The nets were drying. The woman mended in the last of the light. Alvaro was on the wall as he always is. The fado found you from somewhere above. The sardines were on the charcoal. The port received you, as Portuguese fishing ports have received travelers for centuries, with the salt air and the boats and the tiles and the fado and the particular quality of the Atlantic evening light that belongs to this coast and nowhere else. Carry it with you on the days of saudade, the days when you feel the longing that is love, the missing that is also gratitude. Remember this harbor. Remember that the Portuguese named this feeling and made music from it. That saudade is not only grief, it is proof that something mattered, that you loved, that the love is still here. You know the way here now, but tonight you are already here. The sea is in front, the fado is in the air, the star is above the horizon. Sleep now, deeply, completely. You deserve every salt-aired, sardine-smoked, fado-sung, tile-lit, harbor-still moment of this rest. Every single one. Good night. Sleep well. The port through the night. The harbor at night. The harbor at night. The boats at their moorings. The water between them still. The reflections of the harbor. Lights in the water. The orange reflections. Long, broken very slightly by the barely there movement of the water. The boats dark, their names on their bows invisible now, but the names there, still there, in the dark, the women whose names are on the boats, some of them still living, some of them not, the names outlasting some of them, the boat going out, still carrying the name continuing after the person, as names do, the Atlantic at night, the Atlantic beyond the harbor mouth. It does not rest. It never rests. The swells that come from far away, born in storms off Newfoundland, traveling for days, finding this coast, finding the harbor mouth, the swells breaking at the entrance, the white water, the sound of it, carrying into the harbor. Not loud, the harbor walls absorb much of the energy, but present, the Atlantic reminding the harbor that the calm inside is not the whole story, that beyond the walls, the sea is always doing something. The fishermen know this. They know it in their sleep. The sound of the sea at the harbor entrance, the sound that tells them what the night is doing, what tomorrow might be, what the tiles remember, the azulejos on the harbor buildings, in the dark, the blue and the white, not visible now, but there, the tiles that were fired in a kiln and glazed in blue and fixed to these walls 100 years ago, the tiles that have watched this harbor for 100 years, the boats that have come and gone, the fishermen who have stood on this quay and are now gone. The tiles saw them. The tiles hold in the way that all surfaces hold what passes before them, the record of a century of harbor life, not consciously, not in any way that can be accessed, simply present, the surface that received the light of 100 years, the morning light, the evening light, the light on the water, the faces of the fishermen, all of it in the tiles, in the blue, in the way all old surfaces hold the light that found them. Alvaro goes home. At 9, he gets up from the wall. Slowly, the knees, he stands, He looks at the sea. One last look. He does this every evening. The last look, not checking, acknowledging. I was here. The sea was here. We have done this together. Tonight, as we have done it for 60 years. He turns. He walks up the harbor hill, past the cafe, its light still on, the three men still at the bar. He raises a hand. They raise theirs. The exchange of people who have known each other all their lives. He continues. Up the hill, his street, his house, his wife inside, the light in the kitchen, the father at night, the father singer. She has finished. The bar where she was singing is quiet now. The last of the audience gone home. She sits in the empty room. The guitar player across from her. They drink water. They do not speak. The father takes something from you when you sing it. Not in a bad way, but you have put something into it. The saudade is real. When she sings Father, she is really feeling it. The longing, the love, and the loss together. She cannot fake it. The Father requires the real thing. She puts the real thing in, and it goes somewhere. Out the window, to the harbor, to Alvaro on his wall, to the sea, and something comes back. Not what she put in, something else, smaller, but clean. She drinks her water. The guitar player drinks his. The night is quiet now. The father done. The fishing before dawn. The fishermen are up at 4. The harbor before light. The boat's engines starting. One by one. The sound of them. The diesel engines finding their running. The boats moving. Out through the harbor mouth. Into the Atlantic. Into the dark. The same dark they have always gone into. The fishermen. Their fathers' fathers, going out in the dark, the fish not knowing what time it is, the sea not knowing, only the fishermen knowing, and going anyway, the harbor emptying, the nets that were drying gone now, taken on the boats to the sea. Alvaro knows the sound. He hears it from his bed. The engines, the departure. He has heard it for 60 years. He does not get up. He listens. He knows which engine belongs to which boat. He knows who is going out. He knows what they are going for. He turns over. He sleeps. They are going. They will come back, as they always come back. The harbor is quiet. The boats are at their moorings. The nets are on the quay. Alvaro has gone home. The father singer is resting. The cafe light is off. The sardine grill is cold. The azulejos are dark. The Atlantic is at the harbor mouth. Always at the harbor mouth. The star is above the horizon. Still there. The names on the boats. Still there. In the dark. And you are sleeping. Deeply. Completely. Peacefully. In the harbor. In Portugal. On the Atlantic coast. The sea close. The father still in the air. The saudade, which is not only grief, but proof that something mattered. This is exactly where you should be. This is exactly what what you deserve. Every salt-aired, sardine-smoked, father-sung, tile-lit, harbor-still moment. Every single one. You are safe. You are held. You are at peace. Good night, dear friend. Sleep well. Sleep deeply. Good night.